This is Outside the Round with Matt Burrill, a Raise Rowdy podcast.
Well, what's going on?
Hi.
Miss Abbey Cone, welcome to Outside the Round.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming all the way out here to
course.
Old Hickory, Tennessee. It sounded like you felt like you were at home being behind a Tractor Supply
Yeah,
over here.
I'm from Texas.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I wore my Billy Bob shirt.
Oh my God, wait, I have my Billy Bob's jacket on. Did you
No
see that?
shit, let's go.
That's
the
funny.
world's greatest honky-tonk.
That's funny.
I love that
Hell yeah.
place.
I was
love
just
it.
there in Fort Worth.
Oh, really? What were you
Yeah.
doing out there?
I just hadn't been home in a long time, like to just chill and see my family. And my best friend lives out there. She lives like 10 minutes from my parents. And
Oh, nice.
we just had to have a Billy Bob's.
Yeah, you have
night,
to.
yeah.
What's it like growing up near that place? Like people have like small town bars that they go to, but that has like the small town feel. I guess for
Oh,
you
yeah.
because like you're from there, but it's like
Yeah.
the biggest
Well-
building to do
Oh,
that
I know.
to enjoy like Western
Yeah.
cowboy
well,
culture.
so it's 18 and up. So like I could go there and like sort of in high school and stuff. And I also played there a lot. But it's interesting going back as like more of an adult and
Yeah.
like, cause I moved to Nashville when I was like 16,
Yeah,
almost 17.
I saw that. I've
Yeah.
got the whole sheet right
Yeah,
here.
you
all
got
the
the- you
all
got
the
the notes.
background, all the notes,
Yeah.
everything. Great job on the talking points over there, brother.
So I hadn't like when I was there a couple weeks ago, my best friend Sunny and my other friend Madison, who's Canadian, flew down. We were riding for a couple days at home. And since I was like too young, I never had really like been out in the stockyards before, and we had like a full like stockyards night. It was lit.
Yeah, I've heard the stockyards
Yeah.
are lit is a
Yeah.
good way to describe
It
it.
was
I've
sick.
never been out in the stockyards.
Really?
I've only been like in the building. So
It's like better than Broadway. It's like
better than Broadway.
I mean
How
most
so?
most things are.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know. There's just like nothing better than being in like a honky tonk and like an old man that knows how to dance, just like asking you to dance, and it's not
okay.
like weird.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you just get to like dance and then
Yeah,
and
he's
then go on your way, and nothing's like creepy.
Yeah, he's got nothing creepy on his mind. He just wants
to
to
dance.
Yeah.
And girls just want to dance, you know.
Yeah, that is true. There's not as much of that in Nashville.
No, there's
for
not.
sure. Yeah, because I used to work in a past life. I was out on the road as a tour manager and
Mm-hmm.
as a merch guy, and I went to Billy Bob's like right before COVID, like
Mm-hmm.
the end of 2019. But I didn't leave the property when I was over there.
Yeah.
But I've heard the stockyards are just the place to go.
It's pretty fun. It's really weird to see it now because like when I was growing up, it was like so my whole family, I come from like a rodeo family. Everyone
Okay.
rodeos and rides
Very
horses and
Texas
stuff.
of you.
Oh my God, like quintessential
Yeah.
Texas family. And so I like my parents like put on rodeos and stuff like in the stockyards, and so like I just grew up going there. But there was no, I mean the bars have always been there, but like now there's like this giant hotel called the Drover, and it's like this beautiful hotel, and like there's a Lucchese store, and like it's just gorgeous now. And it's
Wow.
crazy to see it. Like I was walking around and there's people like speaking to like tourists like speaking different languages, and I'm like, what are you guys doing here?
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting.
Yeah, I think that's just the Western culture
Yes.
going boom. Yellowstone.
It's Yellowstone.
It's Yellowstone.
It's giving Yellowstone. Yeah. Yeah, we love it.
So like, yeah, you probably see like there's probably like bachelorette parties and
Yeah.
like everything that you get tourists
Yeah.
here, you get in the
In there.
stockyards.
Yeah. Honestly, like I feel like the stockyards is a better place to have a bachelorette party than Broadway. I'm just like stockyards over Broadway right now.
Just stockyards
Yeah.
over Broadway.
Yeah.
So you came out here, you moved out here, you said when you were 16.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like moving here when you're 16? Because I moved here at 23, so I was old enough, and I actually used to work on the bars at
Yeah.
down on Broadway. I
Yeah.
did security paid my dues doing that for a
Yeah.
while. But what's it like moving here as a teenager?
Well, I was 16 about to turn 17, and I mean, the older I get, the younger it seems to me. Like now that I'm about to turn 26 in September, and I'm like, damn, 16 was young. I didn't feel. I mean, who like you always feel like you're like grown
Yeah.
up or whatever. I felt like grown up, but I'm like, no, I was a fetus. Like I was a child. I feel like from the years of like 17 to 20 for me are like kind of just like a blur. I was just like writing all the time, doing what everyone does when they first get here, and like it was great. Like I had a good community of people. I got a publishing deal when I was 16 with a company that's not around anymore, but just like I've always gotten really lucky with being like surrounded by really good people, and I mean it's normal to me.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. 10
Yeah.
years ago.
10 years.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, they say it's a 10-year town, and it seems like shit's been working for you. You've had a lot of good stuff going.
Thank you. Yeah.
So what, like, it seems like, obviously, the CMT, the Next Women of Country stuff, you had to do stuff with Brittany Spencer. Like, you've had some cool shit kind of popping. How's it all been going lately?
It's good. I feel like I'm really, I don't know. I feel like it's, like, shaping up in a, kind of like my life sort of is, like, shaping out in this really beautiful way right now to where I, like, have really great friends and, like, some of them happen to be artists, you know what I mean? Like, me and Brittany Spencer are best friends, and, like, that happened. I opened for her. We didn't even know each other. We had Mickey Guyton was our mutual friend, and I opened for her in 2021 on her club tour, and I just, like, hopped in a van with her, and, like, we just literally became best friends. And then it's so, which I feel like is semi-rare to, like have a best friend that's also another artist.
Yeah.
Maybe I just haven't experienced that yet, but it's so nice to, like, be best friends with someone who knows exactly what you're going through. And she's doing, like, such cool shit right now, like, cooler shit than I'm doing, but I still know exactly, like, how she feels in those moments, even though she's doing, like, bigger shit than I am. But, like, yeah, my friendship with her is just, like, truly such, like, we support each other, you know. She brings me to everything. I sang backgrounds for her at the Hollywood Bowl. Like a couple
Hollywood
no
Bowl,
the Hollywood Bowl.
No big deal, just the Hollywood Bowl.
I know, she was opening for John Mellencamp, Bob Dylan, and Willie Nelson at the Hollywood Bowl. It was great. It was crazy. And then Willie, like, calls everyone, not like Bob Dylan and stuff, but like the other opening bands or whatever, calls them back out there for, like, the last song. And so I was, like, on stage singing "I'll Fly Away" with Willie Nelson.
The Texas girl dream.
And, like, Brittany was like, I'm just talking about random shit now, but, like, Brittany was like, I'm, like, a I'm kind of like a deadpan person, sort of. Like, my like, humor sometimes is,
what do you mean by deadpan?
Like if somebody says something funny, I'll be like, that's hilarious. Like, but I won't actually, like, laugh. But I think it's funny.
Yeah.
But, like, it takes kind of, like, a lot for me to get, like, super, like, excited about something. And after we sang with Willie, I walked off stage and I just was, like, screaming. I was, like, squealing, jumping up and down. And she was like, it took singing on stage with Willie Nelson to get me to see you and, like, this excited. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know why I went on that tangent.
No,
but
that's
yeah,
awesome.
I'm really happy right now. I feel since I have been an independent artist for the last, I don't have a concept of time. Maybe it's been almost 2 years. It's been great. It's been great for me. It's you know, I had a song called "If You Were a Song" that I put out. That was my first release as an independent artist, and it did the best that any song has done for me, which was really, like, gratifying and, like, made me feel really good, and that was cool. And then since then I've just been, like, releasing, like, I haven't really known what I've been doing, but I've just been, like, following my intuition on things. And it's like,
you do what you want to do.
Yeah, I just do what I want to do. It's great.
When it comes to Abbey Cone LLC, you are the CEO, the boss. You're the person on the ground doing everything. That's the power of being an independent artist. You have the control to do what the fuck you want to do, which is so fulfilling.
And it's like, even if it's like, I said this the other day in some interview where I was like, and this is no shade to, like, this is no shade to anyone in general, but it's like, when you're not an independent artist and you're a baby artist, like, at a label, it's, like, sometimes hard to celebrate your, like, small wins because they just feel really small in the grand scheme of, like, the whole system or whatever. And for me, like, with my little tiny team that works hard all the time, like, we get to, like, celebrate the tiniest things because they don't feel very small anymore. They, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, because we, like, it's like we did that, you know? So it's been really, like, good for me to be an independent artist. Like, I think, like, still in the greater picture of things, like, I don't think I want to be independent forever, but it's like, it's just like better for me right now.
Yeah, and right now is the best time to be an independent artist.
I agree.
You have all these tools at your disposal. You
Yeah.
can reach so many people. You don't just have to be on the radio anymore.
This is true.
You can just post a video on TikTok.
I
You have
know.
no idea you have an idea of what you're doing, but you don't know what it can do.
I know.
And you can have shit just pop off. And it's like that with us too, with what we do with Raise Rowdy. You know, you never know, but it's nice to be behind the wheel and driving the car the way you want it to go.
Yeah, it's like, it's my life. I should be in control of it, you know?
Singing it like Bon Jovi. It's
Yes.
my life.
It's
Yes.
my life, yeah.
So what was Abbey Cone like growing up? You moved out here
Oh.
at 16, so like your developmental years as a teenager are out here figuring that out. But before you move out here, what was it like?
Well, I've been doing this like pretty much my whole life. I started singing lessons when I was 6. So I said my family like was a rodeo family. I didn't rodeo. I am kind of scared of horses, honestly.
Wow.
And, I love them. I love them a lot. But
They're big fucking animals.
Big ass
And
animals.
if you see somebody get kicked by a horse or get
which
thrown
I
off a horse,
have.
which you were around rodeo. You saw the wildest
Yes,
of those
yeah.
animals.
And so I sang the national
understandable.
anthem at the
Okay.
rodeos. That was like my vibe.
Yeah.
And I sang the national anthem for the first time when I was 6 in the stockyards at a rodeo. And like I did it like 2 nights in a row. And there was like 1,000 people there. And like I don't know why I'm thinking of this story right now. It was like just sweet. My dad, like I was so scared the first night that my mom, like I made my mom walk out into the middle of the arena with me and like hold my hand while I like sang the
That's
national
adorable.
anthem.
That's
And the
great.
second night, my dad got like a smoke machine. Like
effects.
he, like,
Okay, Dad.
got a smoke machine and like I don't know why I'm telling you this, but it just like I've been doing this forever, and like my role in my family is like the family entertainer, you know. I started singing in Texas. There's like kind of smaller like Opry, like kind of like the Grand Ole Opry, but like teeny ones, you know, just like live band, that style or whatever. And it's really nice for like kids that do music because it gives them a place to like go sing that's not like a bar, you know. And so I played at a lot of them, but specifically one called the Grapevine Opry. I sang there for the first time when I was 9, and I pretty much like sang there every weekend from 9 to like when I moved to Nashville, which was like I think a big part to do with like I started singing with a live band when I was 9. Like I got really used to it, and like I loved that. And yeah, so I've just done this my whole life. I guess like I played like basketball in school.
Ooh, all right, hooping up, all
girly.
right, hitting them with that
Yeah.
crossover. How long you did that all through high school?
I did that through like, you know how you can play like outside school leagues and stuff, like when you're like a baby child. Like I did that, and then I played like freshman year. I wasn't like on varsity or anything. I was like on JV, but like I loved basketball. I did, and like I grew up going to the Dallas Mavericks games and like stuff like that. I love basketball. Anyways,
Mark Cuban stuff right there.
Yeah, Mark Cuban. I sang the national anthem when I was 9 at the Mavs game. It was like their opening game. It might have been preseason.
And the Mavs were really freaking good back in the day.
Yeah.
Like the Dirk days, Jason Kidd, Jason
Yeah.
Terry. Like
Yeah.
the Mavs were
They
good.
were it.
Everybody's like, oh, they're good now because of Luka. It's like, no, they have a long history of being really, really good at basketball.
Yeah, and my dad like bought me and my sister is 2 years older than me, but like we kind of grew up like twins, sort of like we wore the same shit, and like my dad had us like dripped out in like Mavs gear, you know, like the pants that like button up, you know, they like rip off.
The tearaway pants.
Yeah, we had the tearaways. And then I sang the anthem when I was 9, and I just remember they were playing who's Dwayne
the Heat.
No, it's not Wade. Oh no, it's Dwight Howard.
The Magic.
Yeah, which is Orlando. Is that Orlando? I just remember being 9, and I was standing like sidelines, and I just remember Dwight Howard like standing right next to me, and I looked up, and I was like, "That's the tallest person." I'm 9, you know what I mean? Like I was probably like 4.
Yeah, I think he's like 6'11".
He's like almost 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
I sang the anthem there, and like I met Mark Cuban and shit, and it was cute.
That's cool.
Yeah.
See, it's funny, like you talking about being like 6 and 9, like young. So my girlfriend has like a little 6-year-old daughter. So I spend a lot of time like watching Bluey, like doing all the kid stuff. So I can't imagine her singing the national anthem at a rodeo. Dude. Like doing that at 6.
No, I like
that's a big deal.
When I see like 6-year-old, 9-year-olds, 11-year-olds now, I'm like, what? Like babies.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Anyways.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what was it like moving here to Nashville first? Do you get homesick still? Or was that just when you were younger? Or did you never get homesick where you're like, I have to be here kind of thing?
Oddly, like, yeah. I think that, so I'll just give you like my sort of spark notes. Yeah, I'll give you my spark notes. So when I was 12, I came to Nashville for the first time. I went to the Opry and I went to the listening room, the like OG listening room. When I went to the Opry, I saw Vince Gill, which I'm like the biggest Vince Gill fan in the world. And sorry, hang on, there's something in my throat.
Oh, you're good. You're good, yeah. Because I'm trying to think of what year. So that would be 14 years ago. So that would be like 2010. It'd be like 09.
Yeah.
2010.
And saw him. Did the like little backstage tour thing, and like Vince's door is like always open. I know that now, but like, and ran into him on like the little tour or whatever, have a picture with him like outside of his dressing room. So I did that, and I was like, that was a big part in like me being like, oh, like this is the shit. Like I really would love to do this. And then I went to the listening room, and oddly enough, I ended up watching a round where his daughter Jenny Gill was playing, and that like, it's like I got to see like the performance side of everything, the like being an artist, like Vince being Vince, and then I saw like a songwriter round at the same time, and I was like, oh, like this is sick, like both of them, you know. And just kind of like from then on, like I from the time I was like 14, like I was spending like a week a month here, and like I met some people that very first night. I met this this girl named Amanda Williams. Her dad, who's passed away, I can't remember his name, but he wrote like 3 Wooden Crosses.
Oh wow! So like some OGs.
Some like OG shit, and like she really like I haven't talked to her in years and years, but like she was the one who kind of like took me under her wing and like taught me what co-writing was. There was another guy named Steve Leslie, who's a great songwriter. He was like an adjunct professor at Belmont too at the time, and like he was part of the first publishing company that I had, and like those two people, like Steve Leslie and Amanda Williams, like they like really like the craft of songwriting was like really big to them. And like looking back now, I'm like, oh, that's what like got in me, was like the like there's nothing I love more than like writing songs. Like I love performing, and I have no desire to not be an artist, but like I'm an artist because I write songs, you know. So I just got like I just got the bug, you know. And then my parents are very like entrepreneurial and like what's the right word? Just like ambitious people. And my dad kind of like with my siblings, like it was kind of like my dad, because he took them all on like the rodeo circuit and stuff like that, and I didn't do that. So my dad kind of like did the thing with my sister and like took her where she needed to go, and then my mom was like took me where I needed to go, and like took it upon herself to like learn as much as she could about like the industry. And like I had like, we got really lucky with like parents who really like supported our dreams, and so it was really just like my mom and I, like
that's the best,
like coming back and forth, and like it was giving momager for like a little bit. She's not anymore.
It all starts out like
it
that.
Does,
honestly,
it does. You have
it really
to. Like,
does.
what else are you
It really does. It's when you're starting at a young age like that.
Yeah.
You want your parents to be involved. It's kind of weird if they're not.
Yeah, and like, and she, I feel like she wishes she was a songwriter. Like she loves it too. She'll call me and be like, I have this title, and I'm like, Mom, stop.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it just like sometimes I'll ask myself like, because as I get older, I'm like, damn, that was so young. Like, why did I? And then I'm like, I just wanted it, I guess. Like there was no, yeah, I just like, it's just like what I wanted to do. And I do remember certain things of like, you know, like I did feel like I was missing out on stuff. Like I remember like being like 16 and my like high school boyfriend was at like prom or something, and I was like crying because I didn't go to prom, and like weird like shit like that. But it was always just like, no, this is what I do, this is what I want, like, and I'm still like that.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And I feel like your sound has developed a lot over the years too.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
think so,
what's
too.
fun to look back on,
Yeah.
starting at such a young age.
Yeah.
The stuff and the shit that you're writing at like 16 or at 14.
I'm-
Or when was the first song? When was Abbey writing her first song?
Happy writing her first song. I know that I wrote, I mean, I think the first time I co-wrote was with Amanda Williams when I was 12.
That's crazy to
know,
just
it's
say out
crazy.
loud. Like you're in a room co-writing
No,
at 12.
I know. Yeah. And it was actually kind of like, it was interesting. It was a song, this is kind of dark, but it's true that, I think I was in 8th grade. And maybe I was how old are you in 8th grade? Maybe I was younger.
8th grade. You're...
maybe it was 7th grade. Like you're kind of
7th grade, like you're
by
around
the
12.
time-
Yeah, that's like Little League World Series is like 12. Yeah.
So like I think I was maybe in 7th grade, and there was a kid that was in my class that passed away like super suddenly, and like we all went to school the next day, and it was like, oh my God, what happened? Like it was just super sad. And I had like a trip planned to Nashville like the next week or something like that, and it was a kid that like I wasn't like super close with him, but it did like affected our whole class, you know. And his sister was younger than me, and then there was another sister that was in my sister's grade, and it's just like when you grow up in a small town, like a small school, it's like that, you know, it shakes people. And so I came to Nashville like the next week, and I wrote a song about it. I wrote this song called I'll See You, and it was like I'll see you when it's my time, like when, like, I don't know, I just...
You wrote that at 12?
Yeah, like
Wow.
Yeah, like, and it was with Amanda, and it was like how I process, it's like, that's what I love about songs, like you can turn something into a song, and then it just lives there, you know? Like, I genuinely am like, sometimes with like people that aren't songwriters, I'm like, how do you process shit? Like I don't, like you just have to hold it inside of you, and you don't get to make anything out of it. Like that's why I think all people should like do something like creatively, or like
people talk about journaling, and that's kind of a similar journaling's a
like
similar
you gotta
thing.
get that out. And like so then I sent it to his family, and I was like, I just wrote this song, and they loved it so much they like had little CDs made of it, and like I think I played it at his like memorial or something like that, like, which now looking back is so kind of like intense, but it just, I'm like, yeah, that's what I do. That's how I've processed my stuff from like a super young age. So that was actually like one of my first songs that I ever wrote. And then and then I was just writing a lot with Amanda after that, and just Nashville does what it does, and you just meet people.
Yeah, you meet so many people, and a lot of people meet folks at the bars, but when you're coming here at 12, 13, 14, move here at 16, you're obviously not meeting people at the bars. And that's
why I mean, like, I've gotten really lucky with like just because I'm like, who would write with a 12-year-old? Like, I don't, like, what? I would if I, you know what I mean? Like, because I would see myself in them, you know? But it is crazy to be like, wow, so many people like gave me a chance, which I really like appreciate that, and will always do that for a younger person too. You know?
Yeah. How have you seen Nashville change? Because you've been coming here for a long time. The way
Yeah.
you've seen it. I've been here. It'll be 6 years for me in October.
Where are you from?
I'm from New York originally. Cool. So I love that you have Springsteen in a title.
Oh,
by the
yeah.
way.
What part of New York?
An area called Rockland County.
Okay,
it's like
cool.
30 minutes outside the city.
Cool.
So,
I love New York.
Really?
Yeah, I really do.
Okay.
I like Sex and the City is my favorite show growing up, so I think I just like I romanticize New York a little bit.
Romanticize
Yeah.
New York.
I have like an extra Instagram account that like I never use. It's called Country Bradshaw. it's like, do you know Sex and the City at all? They're the
No,
main characters.
I don't.
The main character. Okay, let me teach you.
Yeah, teach
the
me.
main. It's
That's
4.
Sarah Jessica Parker, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Perfect.
I knew that.
We're off to a great start.
There's 1 point.
Yeah, 1 point for you. It's 4 girls that are in their 30s and they're like dating in New York City. That's just like that's the whole show. So it's just plot. It's just the drama of it all. But Carrie Bradshaw, who is Sarah Jessica Parker in the show, is like a journalist in the show, and that was just such a formidable, like, influential show to me. And so, yeah, I have this random Instagram account called Country Bradshaw because every time I'm in New York, I just like call myself Country Bradshaw.
Yeah.
It's like my New York alternate reality.
We love a good alter ego.
Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, I asked you where you were from, but why?
When I moved here.
I know, but what did you ask me?
I asked you what, like, the changes that you've seen in Nashville in the decade of being here.
One big change I've seen is the relationship between Texas and Nashville specifically.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone about this the other day where, like, even like, I mean, dare I say, like, a couple years ago, like, not really, maybe like 5. But, like, when I was growing up in Texas, it was like, don't stay in Texas too long because then you'll go to Nashville and, like, they'll think you're, like, a Texas artist. And then, but if you go to Nashville too soon, like, the people that like you in Texas will call you a sellout. And, like, now labels are, like, opening Texas branches, which I love. I think it's great. But that's just a big change that I've seen that I'm super happy about it. Part of me is like, damn, like, I would have chilled in Texas until I was like 18.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's all what you want, and there's so many different ways of creating the wheel. And it's like funny, you look around here and it's like we got the panhandlers right there.
Yeah.
We got Whiskey Myers right there.
Yeah.
Like, we love the red dirt scene, and what's cool is that red dirt, it's so good that it needs to be outside
when
of
I was
just
at Billy
states.
Bob's, it was Wade Bowen and Randy Rogers, and they're like, hold my beer and watch this
all-time show right there.
God, and I, like, listening to Randy, I was like, oh, this shit, like, influenced me.
Yeah.
Like, Kiss Me in the Dark, like, In My Arms Instead. I was like, oh, this is like my high school.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. That era of when you were there, I'm trying to think. Like, I remember, like, Sam Riggs.
Oh yeah,
like, Sam
no,
Riggs
I've sang
was the
with
shit.
Sam. Like,
who else? Shotgun Rider.
Yeah,
it was like
Josh
a duo.
Abbott.
Yep,
like,
Josh Abbott.
Whole thing. Even like Parker McCollum. Like, I played like a little round thing with him at, like, there's a place called City Limits in Stephenville, Texas, where it was him and Wetzel, and, like, I don't know them now or whatever. But yeah, like, there was, like, Texas shit, you know, and I mean, Cody Johnson, like, grew up. No one like Cody Johnson was not Cody Johnson, you know what I mean? But so yeah, that's just a massive change that I've seen, which I think is dope. What else have I seen? I mean, big shift in, like, independent artists, you know. I think everyone's seeing that.
I mean,
right
even
now.
just like the terrain of Nashville, just all the buildings going up, just Midtown
we're
being
talking,
different.
like,
Just
geographically,
just Nashville in general.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like,
how's it different from 2014?
There's just so many more people. Like, it's crazy. I was a Green Hills girly most of my, like, 16,
okay, so you've
17.
been in this. So you've been in the city.
Yeah. And then I lived in Berry Hill for, like, years, and it's just crazy. It used to feel like a big small town. Now it feels like a small, big city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, it's not quite Dallas or New York or
like
Charlotte
Chicago
or LA, but it's getting there.
Yeah. Yeah,
We're like a train system away.
Some growing
from being
pains,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, like, the traffic is just fucking crazy. And I'm from New York.
No,
I know about traffic.
No, it's
you're
like,
from,
why? I'm from Texas.
Yeah, you're
like,
from DFW. You know about Texas.
No, but it pisses me. With Texas, though, I'm like, okay, I'll spend 45 minutes driving from Fort Worth to Dallas. That's, like, the mileage makes sense for the time. The mileage from going from 8th Avenue to 12th Avenue, like, with the minutes, like, the math does not math. Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah. Also, people can't drive here.
Well, it's because we're all from different places.
No, I know.
That's
and we're
why.
just all,
it's
like,
a big
wilding out.
pot.
I know.
Yeah, it's because in New York, the left blinker is, like, the middle finger out the window, and we're cutting you off, you know? And then West Coast, they're driving, like, chill. The Southerners have no idea what the hell they're doing. Know. Like, it's all over the place. I do
feel like every time I was just in LA, and, like, I love California. I love LA, but, like, every time I get like like restless in Nashville, I just like need to go somewhere else, because then when I get back, I'm like, okay, like it really does.
Yeah.
Like I do love it here.
Yeah.
I'll get like bitchy sometimes, be like, I don't like it here, but I love it here.
In 10 years, you're officially a local too.
Am
I've
I?
heard that they say that, like, I can't bitch about it yet because I'm only at 6 years.
Yeah.
So I'm not there yet,
Yeah.
but I'm getting close.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm getting close. Going back to the Texas stuff too, it's like the Texas artists and even like the different sounds that are coming out of Texas. Like you were there, like I'm thinking about that when you move out here and you're 16, like Co is just starting to become a thing. Whiskey Myers, like the rocking side, like you saw it a little bit with like the cross Canadian ragweed guys, but
even like Caitlin Butts.
Yes.
Yeah, we played like a lot of stuff together.
Yeah, there was like this rock segment coming out. You still had like the neo-traditional twirl around the dance floor kind of acts. You have Turnpike doing what they were doing up north in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And then you have, to me, when I think of like mainstream Texas that spans outside of the Lone Star State, I think of like Kojo, I think of Parker, I think of people that are able to do like have different sounds, and that's something that you've got. You've got you've got quite a few different sounds.
Thanks.
Like you don't just have like one thing that's over and over and over again. You blend a lot of shit.
Thank you.
Which is great.
I appreciate that. I really want to. I want people to feel that way about it. Like I don't want to have to do one thing, because I love so many different types of music, and like, you know, like the music I'm working on right now. Like I'm gonna put out something this year. I don't really know what it is. I'm just working on it.
Well, maybe you haven't written it yet. Maybe
no, I have.
You have for sure.
It.
Okay, because I was gonna say maybe you have. Like you never. That's the beauty of it too, with being independent. You never know. You could go into a write later this week.
No, that's
or next
no.
week,
I do love that. I've written. I'm saying I've written it, but like I wrote probably 3 songs in the last 3 weeks that I'm like, oh, those are the songs.
Those
like,
need to be.
Those are the ones. So. Yeah, I can feel something coming together, and like some of it's a little more pop, but like I like a couple months ago I was like listening to all my stuff, and I was like, wow, I tend to kind of either write like just right now, like I tend to kind of write almost like I think country's about the writing. I don't really give a shit about the production, but like I tend to write more of like a pop leaning song, or I go like traditional country. Like
it's one or the other.
It's like one or the other. I mean, sort of. And I was like, I just don't want to have to like pick. Like I want to do all of it. But as far as the way that the more traditional country stuff is produced, like I'm still trying to like manifest the right person to like work with for that. And like I really like I've always dreamed of like cutting a record like with the band. Like it doesn't have to be like Sony Tree spending $1 billion on it, but like I just know that like the time for that is coming. And this other stuff that I'm working on is more like I'm working with producers that I really love, and it's like, you know, more of like the modern way of doing things, like and yeah, so the stuff that I'm probably going to release like before the end of the year is like more on the same vein as I Hate Springsteen and If You Were a Song. It's just not, but I'm going like, I'm going country.
You're going.
I'm going. I need to. It's like, I don't think people, it's not even about what people do or don't know. It's like when I grew up singing traditional country music, you know, and like when I sing traditional country, it's like I feel like it's like breathing to me.
What was your go-to cover?
Help Me Make It Through the Night. Yeah, Help Me Make It Through the Night. He Stopped Loving Her Today. I mean, everything, like literally everything. It's just the best music. Like there's no better than like a good ass country song.
Yeah.
Till I Can Make It on My Own. Like.
Yeah.
And I just have such a desire to like, I feel like I'm a singer. Like it feels, as a singer, it feels so good to sing that shit. So I'm like, that's in my like heart right now. And I'm like, but I know it's like, it'll show up when it's right, like the right situation. And, I can't wait. Like, I really can't wait to find myself like I'm a kind of woo-woo sometimes where I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I know it'll happen. Like, I know I'll find myself in a studio somewhere one day and I'll be like, wow, I'm making the thing that I wanted to make.
Yeah.
But I'm loving the stuff that I'm working on right now in a more like modern way. And yeah, like I like the idea of putting out a pop song and seeing like who resonates with that. You know, it's like, so I'm just, again, no one's the boss of me. So
no one's the boss. Abby's the boss.
Abby's the boss of Abby.
Baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. So what do you like doing when you're not doing music stuff? So I feel you're on the grind. Like as an independent artist, it's a different grind. You're at it. You keep going.
Yeah.
It's your passion. The bug bit you. What do you like doing? Like,
what do I like doing?
How do you unwind? Like, what'd you do this weekend?
Well, what did I do this weekend? Well, I was in Texas for like 2.5 weeks.
Oh, okay. A little home. Oh, that's right. You're talking about the stockyards and Billy Bob's and all that. I was in Texas
for a while.
Yeah. But like a weekend off in Nashville.
A weekend off in Nashville. I have like really good girlfriends who happen to be artists. So like a lot of times they're gone. Also, my best friend lives in Texas. So like, I don't know. I don't know what I do. I don't know what I do for fun. I'm going through some massive changes in my life right now that I can't really like super get into, but so like my life right now is a bit not chaotic in a bad way, but I'm just going through a ton of changes, and so
like out of a routine of what you have been doing.
So I don't really know what I like to do right now. I've been like
do you like going to the movies? Do you like reading books? Do you like going fishing?
Big,
like what do you like doing?
You know what's funny is like I'm like a extroverted introvert. So
extroverted introvert.
Yeah, I'm like
explain because I haven't heard that before.
I think I'm an introvert. Like I get tired of people and I'm like, okay, I want to go home and take a bath and
the social battery drains.
Yeah,
quick.
Like my social it doesn't drain like quick necessarily, but it drains. Like I don't get like, I guess the introvert and extrovert is like what refills your cup, and like people is not necessarily what refills my cup. Like a bath refills my cup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I love people. And what do I do? I love chilling by myself, watching YouTube videos. Like I grew up, like I'm a YouTube kid. Like I consume so much YouTube content.
What on YouTube?
I mean, I will go down rabbit holes of like live performances of people.
Okay. Like watching you're talking about like the Austin City Limits,
or
like the
just
live
like
session,
live
or
sets,
Tiny Desk, all that stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. I actually got to like sing with Brittany Spencer on her Tiny Desk.
Oh no
recently.
shit!
It was sick. Yeah.
That's cool.
I helped her.
How small is that room?
It's bigger than you think it is. It's not big by any means, but like I'll show you pictures of it after. It's like a medium desk. It's not as tiny as it seems, but like it is small. But that was sick. I helped her arrange her set. You get like 18 minutes and like we arranged it together and then I sang backgrounds for her and it was so sick. But yeah, I love YouTube content specifically. So I have like my music performance things that I watch, like BBC Radio 1, like Live Lounge.
They do a great job.
Incredible.
Great job.
Incredible. But then I I grew up like watching like makeup videos on YouTube. Like I really love makeup.
The how-to stuff.
Yeah, like, and then, yeah, I just like kind of got by like YouTube culture as a kid. Like there's like certain vloggers that I like, and I'm just still on my YouTube shit. Like I just love it. Yeah, so I just vibe.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I have a dog. I love my dog. Yeah, I have a dog and a cat.
You got a picture?
Yeah.
I gotta see him.
I also have her name tattooed on me. Her name's Patsy. She's named after Patsy Cline.
Yeah, I was gonna say you definitely grew up a country western girl.
Oh yeah.
You're naming an animal Patsy.
Oh yeah. Also,
Patsy,
there's a funny story. Like I got a dog when I was 16 for my high school graduation present, and it was I had always wanted a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel.
Okay.
And my parents got me one, and then my dad fell in love with it and stole it from me, stole her from
this
me.
dog has to stay in Texas.
He's like, I love her, which is like just so dad vibes. But I named her Dolly. So her name's Dolly Parton. And then once he stole my dog, I was like, okay, fuck you. I'm naming my dog Patsy. This is Patsy. She's just a small girl.
And she's got her little seat in the car.
She vibes.
Yeah.
I just did a road trip with me, Patsy, and I have a cat too. By ourselves to Texas.
What's the cat's name?
Her name's Bug.
So do Bug and Patsy get along?
Bug and Patsy. Yeah, they love each other. They've been raised together. Those are my children. Yeah.
Your fur babies.
Those are my children. I birthed them. Yeah. Yeah, I love them. They're my life right now. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we hang out.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's something about having a good. See, cats I think are underrated. People
I do
always
too.
are like dogs. I like cats. I
Cats are
enjoy.
sick.
I enjoy. There's nothing quite like a cool fucking cat.
Okay, it has to be cool
Like,
though.
yeah, it has to have
There's
a person-
nothing worse than a not cool cat.
Oh, a shithead cat that just climbs up and knocks stuff off
Yes,
the counter
no.
in the middle of the night.
No,
You're like, what the fuck?
I think that I have a cool cat, and I'm not just saying that. I'm probably biased, but she's a cool cat. I think that because I got her first when she was a baby, and then I got my dog like a year later, so they were babies together. I think that my dog thinks she's a cat, and my cat thinks she's a dog. So my cat kind of acts like more dog-ish. Like she's very like vocal and like hangs out. She's not like a weird cat that's like off. I don't know. She acts more like a dog. And then my dog, like, she'll like lay on the top of couches and stuff, like kind of acts like a cat. So I think that they think that they're each other.
Awesome. It's
Anyways.
so funny how animals work.
Yeah, I love
It's
them.
so funny.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So what have we got coming up? You said that you're working on what's going to be coming next. Stuff will be getting put out here in the fall.
Yes.
That we're looking at.
Yeah, I'm well, I put out a song called I Hate Springsteen.
Yes, which I love that Springsteen's in the title.
Thank
I'm
you.
more of a Billy Joel guy than a Springsteen guy.
Yeah.
John Osborne on that too,
Oh
which
my
is fucking
God.
crazy.
So sick. Yeah. Yeah, that was sick. It was just like, since I've been independent and like have like, I'm just not afraid to like have a crazy idea and then see if it can happen. Like, I'm like, worst thing someone could do is say no.
The
you know what I mean?
dartboard's a fun place to stand.
Yes.
Because you never know when you're going to hit that fucking bullseye.
Yeah, retweet. And like, I write with Lucy Silva's his wife, and then I love his sister Natalie, and I had met John and TJ before, and like, I don't know, I was just like, it was just one of my crazy ideas that I was like, probably won't happen. But then he was so sweet. He did that like out on the road. Like, he was on the road and he just like has a rig, and like my manager was talking to his manager, and his manager was like he's been on the road for like a month. Like, I don't know when he's going to get to this and blah, blah, which totally understandable. And then he came back and was like, no, I can get to it this weekend. Like, I have a rig on the road. Like, didn't even charge me anything to I was like, what do I owe you? Like, like he just gave it to me like a fucking gift, and like, just so sick. So I'm really grateful for that. That was cool. And I just like doing shit that like makes me feel cool. Like, I'm like, this is for me. Like, this is so that I can be like, you know what I mean?
And your fans are going to identify with that.
I don't
honestly
feel like I have fans, but
I
like,
think you
maybe I
do. You have followers. There are people out there that are going to watch this episode because it says in the title, episode whatever with Abbey Cone.
Hey,
like,
everyone.
there are people out there that
that's a weird thing though about like
though.
being, I don't know. It feels like sometimes you're just like throwing things into the void. I know that people.
Yeah.
I know. I've like, even on the small amount of touring that I've done, like, I see like 5-10 people in each city that I go to that like know my shit, and like, so I know there's people out there. I'm just being self-deprecating.
Yeah.
So I put that out, and that was sick. And then I just had a song come out with Josh Kerr and featured on that, which was cool. I have another collab coming out at some point in time that I probably can't say. It's a cool one. It's like kind of country adjacent that I featured on, and then probably gonna put something else out in September, which is my birthday month. And then I'm cutting 3 songs at the end of this month, and like, I just feel like it's gonna fall together and then it'll come out before the end of the year.
Yeah.
Is what I'm hoping. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's been fun.
Thank you.
If someone's coming to Nashville, where are you taking them? And it's different for different like parents or grandparents come to town is different than like friends come to town, different than like somebody's coming to town to celebrate something. So let's say, where are you taking the family? Where's the Cone family going?
The Cone family?
Where are the Cones going in Nashville?
Well,
they've been coming here just as long as you have. So.
They have. Let's see. Last time we were here, I took my dad down to Leaper's Fork.
Oh, great spot.
Yeah, he hadn't really. He's like, you take him out of he has like a 3-day max outside of Texas, and then he has to go back, and like the city is just like not for him. So I was like, let me get you outside the city so you're not like crawling in your skin. This would maybe be fun to talk about. One of my best friends and favorite co-writers, her name's Madison Kozak. She's an amazing writer, artist.
I know Madison.
Okay, love her. Her and I started a songwriter round called The Pony Show.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, we started it last October.
I've heard of this because I've seen people doing it.
Yeah,
people have been talking about that. You're doing a good job.
Thanks. It's at a place called the Lake Great. It's like this kind of little speakeasy vibe underneath the Virgin Hotel, and like
great spot.
It's so sick. Yeah. And we just we wrote my song. I have a song called Talk of the Town that I wrote with her and Heather Morgan, and it's like the hook is like we were just bitching one day, and like the hook is like you're only the talk of the town until they find someone new to talk about, and it's just like this really honest song about like Nashville, and like that session led us to just talking about, like I don't know, just we were like, why don't we start around, and so we did, and like I got this fortune cookie like a couple years ago, and it said begin, the rest is easy. And like it kind of changed my life, and I was like, we should just begin, the rest is easy. And so we did, and it's been like so cool. And so I'm not even just saying that to plug it. Like I feel like even if it weren't my round, I would take someone to it because it feels like what it felt like to play it like Belcourt Taps back in the day. Like
shout
it
out
feels
Belcourt.
Like shout out Belcourt Taps.
Shout out Belcourt.
Miss you, Queen. So. And my parents haven't gotten to come yet to a pony show. So that is my answer. I would want to take them to the pony show.
What day of the week does that happen?
It happens
next one?
Every last Wednesday of the month. So it's the one this month is on the 28th. 28th.
Nice.
And then we have an August and we have a September show. And then I think we might be done for the year, even though I wish we could do a October show because it'll be a year.
Well, if you ever want to come and play around or you want to do a pony show takeover of Rowdy Night, we happen to stretch ourselves and do like a dozen or so events a month in town.
That's crazy.
A
dozen is crazy.
So you know how you're doing the one a month, and I used to
even one a month is like like hard.
I got one tonight here at the Rusty Nail. Yeah. I got one Wednesday, and then we got one Sunday, and then one Tuesday, and then one Wednesday. Like we're just running, going. So, but if you ever want to do like
I
a
would
collab,
love that. We've never done one.
It'd be sick to do that because
we
were at Live Oak for years, and then we just moved from Live Oak. We're going to be at it's not fully announced yet, but we've been doing our Wednesday night, like full band stuff at Losers.
Cool.
So we're going to be moving the rounds we were going to be moving to Winners, but now it's going to be Riley Green's bar. So
okay, sick.
We're going to have,
what's that called?
Riley Green's Duck Blind.
Okay, cool. And it's where is that?
Where Winners used to be.
Oh,
so
that's great. Wait, is there no more Winners?
Winners have been knocked down for a while. Oh yeah, they knocked that down and remodeled it back in January. They started, so it's about to be done. So that strip.
She is not a Midtown girl anymore.
You're not a Midtown?
No, I used to be.
I feel like Midtown is easier to handle than Broadway.
It is.
So where are you? Are you more?
I'm in East.
You're in East. Okay.
I'm in East.
All right. You're cool enough. See, I don't think I'm cool enough for
you
East
are.
yet.
You're cool
I don't know if I'm cool enough for East.
Yes, you are.
I don't know if I'm cool enough to hang out at Duke's. Like
I don't hang out at Duke's.
Where do you hang out? Where's the cool spot in East? Where do I gotta go? Because I go to Smoker's Abbey. I'm a big cigar guy.
Oh,
so I go to the cigar. I go to the cigar lounge.
I don't know. There's Attaboy's really cool. It's like
the speakeasy.
Yeah, Attaboy's cool. Inglewood Lounge is cool. There's a place called Shulman's. It's cool.
Shulman's. I've heard about Shulman's.
Yeah. There's a new one that I haven't been to yet that everyone likes. Is it called like Roy's or something?
Roy's?
Yeah.
Roy's?
Everyone likes. I don't like the outside of it. So
I like going to Lakeside when I'm going to a show at Basement East.
I like a Lakeside.
I like a Lakeside night or a Lakeside pregame before a show at the Basement East.
Yes.
Or I like going to Up Down not the Wall and FGL song, the arcade with the shitty pizza.
I'm not a barcade.
See, I like the arcades. They're fun.
I've never been to one.
I get a little high, go in the arcade. I have a fucking ball. Yeah, and then I go into a show, and then I go to Lakeside.
Boy to me.
Yeah, it's like a little trifecta. You know, you go arcade to Basement East to Lakeside.
Yeah, that's a trifecta.
That's a little trifecta. And then, are you more of a Red Door East girl?
No, I actually don't. I was a Red Door Midtown girl.
Yeah, I was a Red Door Midtown boy for a long time. Yeah, no, I still pop in there every now and again.
You have to.
You have to, especially for us. And it's like that's how you find because there's new people moving here every day. Oh yeah, and there's new classes that come in.
My last time I was at Red Door was with my friend Jordan, and she's like fully a mom, but like just goes hard sometimes.
Root beer float shots?
No, like I don't even know what we were drinking. Oh, it was before it was the last time the CMT awards were, or was it the CMA? It wasn't CMA.
CMAs were in the fall, so that was like November.
But it was like
CMT is during CMA Fest.
I know, but it was like in Nashville. It was either CMA or CMT. I don't remember, but it was like maybe almost 2 years ago now. And like I went with her and like didn't know that the drinks and I'm not like a drinker. Like I drink like 2 drinks and I'm drunk. So I like really have to like chill.
You're going to love that 4-pack.
No, I know. That's like, I was like, I can't drink on this podcast because I will get drunk. But I didn't realize that the drinks, I think we were at Bridgestone. I didn't realize they were doubles. And so I was just like vodka cranberrying it up, but they were doubles. And she didn't tell me that. And so then like we just ended up at Red Door and like I was so drunk and like I had never looked through like the hole in the ground.
Oh, that's the first thing I did when I went to that bar 6 years ago. Was look through the hole and see what's in there.
It was probably just because I was so wasted every time I was there. I didn't realize that there was like a hole in the ground.
Got you to look in the hole.
And then there's like a video of me like on the ground. I'm like, ew, why am I on the like? No one told you to get on the ground to look. Like what?
You got to get a good look. You got to get down there, lay down and look.
No, that is disgusting.
That's the way to do it.
I am disgusted.
That's the Red Door rite of passage
and like,
right there.
Okay, well I did it, and she like it was so fucking funny. It was like, it was just a bunch of us, and like she ordered like $100 worth of Taco Bell to Red Door, which like $100 of Taco Bell is like so much Taco Bell, and it was just like, I was so wasted, and I just like popped in, and there's just like out on the patio like Taco Bell everywhere, and I was like, this is a dream, like this is hilarious. Anyways, Red Door Midtown is the way to go. But what am I talking about? I don't know.
We were talking about how you like to hang out in East.
Oh,
the rounds and all that.
Yeah, I just feel like at this point in my life I'm more of an East Nashville girl, but I also, Brittany lives in Germantown, and like I like what's the place in Germantown?
Neighbors?
No.
Well, they have neighbors everywhere.
Just Germantown in general. I like a Germantown moment too. Yeah.
Nice.
There's great places.
Yeah, there are lots of good
fun
spots.
Times.
Well, I appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you having me.
Fun to meet you. And let's definitely talk about a pony show, Raise Rowdy collab. Yeah. That could be a lot of fun. And even if it's not that, you and your homies just want to come play.
Yeah, we would love to.
We would love to have you. But where can people go to find you on all the social medias?
Social media. I think I'm locked out of my Twitter, so don't follow me on Twitter or X or whatever it is.
Whatever the fuck it's
I'm
called.
not calling it X, it's Twitter. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Abbey Cone, ABBEYCONE, like an ice cream cone. Spotify, Apple, Amazon, all the streaming things.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on. It's been fun getting to know you.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Guys, be sure to check out our girl, Abbey Cone. Like she said, I Hate Springsteen is out now. More music coming before the end of the year. And you guys make sure you check out her stuff on the socials. And shout out to our friends from Surfside Vodka. You passed me that little box right there. Surfside Vodka, iced tea vodka. They are crushable. Go surfing with us. Abby's going to take these home. And this 4-pack will last you a little while.
With 2 of these and be
drunk. And they're not carbonated. So they're...
Me and Brittany might drink
this
tonight.
Enjoy them, please. Hell then y'all be sure to visit raiserowdy.com for more on us. Like, rate, subscribe, tell your mama. And then for my girl Abby, I'm Matt Burrill. This has been Outside the Line.